Hello guys, this is just one guy and this is my tutorial series Unity for Noobs. Now in this episode we're going to continue on with the multi-platform RPG project, and I should really figure out a name for that, but I'm horrible at naming games, so that's what I'm going to call it for now. And in this episode what we're going to do is we're going to set up the Android environment. Now I don't know how it is for iPhone, so you'll have to look it up because I've only done it on Android because that's the phone I have. But I would point you to some tutorials that explain it pretty well, that already go over it, because I hate making tutorials that there are a lot of. But in other tutorials they kind of skip over a lot of stuff that's very important to getting the Android environment set up, and so that's why I decided to do it myself. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to download the Android JDK and the Android SDK. Now in Unity 4 this was a lot more complicated, but in Unity 5 it looks like they've really simplified it. Okay, now since I have the files on my computer already, I don't know if this method will actually work. I'll show you the method I did it with, but I believe the way they want you to do it is just to hit these download buttons now, and you could probably do it that way and it'll probably just take you to the website and download them. But I'm not for sure if it works because I already had the files on my computer, so I never had a chance to test it. But the way I did it was I just went directly to the websites, which is here for the which is here for the JDK. I'll probably put this link in the description just in case, and you can just click this button right here and it'll download the Android JDK. Now from there you just follow the instructions that are given and you can install the JDK from that point. Next you'll need to download the SDK. Now the way I believe Android wants you to do it is to download the complete Android Studio by clicking this button right here. But you should know that it is a long and involved process. Now you could do that and then follow the instructions and continue on from there, and it'll set up the SDK for you. But I believe in the way I did it, you only need to click you only need to download the SDK to tools only, and you can click this one one of these depending on which platform you're on. And that's it for that one. Now I'm going to show you the way I did it. This probably isn't the recommended method, but it's to ensure that the system actually does work, and I find it a lot better. From here in Unity 4 you'll have to actually look for this location, but in Unity 5 I believe you just hit browse and it automatically finds the SDK and the JDK. But this is the location just in case you can't find it. That's the SDK and this is the JDK. Now when I hit browse it automatically found it in Unity 5, but it might be different from you, and just in case it is, as long as you didn't change the install location, this is where it should install at. And when you're downloading the SDK and JDK, I don't recommend changing the download locations. So once you browse it and you found it, that's it for that part. Next you have to go into the project settings and you have to go into the editor, and what you'll get is this menu right here. Now what you need to do is go to this device and change it to any Android device, and this will allow Unity to find any Android device that you have connected to your phone. Now it won't work yet, we still have a bit more to do, but that's just how it finds it. Next we have to go into the build settings to let Unity know that this is an Android project. Now even though we're setting this up as an Android project, we will be able to change it at any point in time because we're putting controls for all three, for the platforms, the computer and phone into it. And phones and tablets into it. So we'll have all the controls, and if you ever want to change it to a different build, you'll just change it back to PC or Xbox or PlayStation depending on your licensing. Now to set the Android environment up, we're going to have to change this to Android right here, and that should be it for that. Next what we're going to do is save, and then we're going to exit the project, and that's very important. You must exit the project at this point, because if you don't, if you try to just plug it in and get it to work now, even if you had everything set up on your phone, Unity wouldn't be able to read the device. Unity reads the device when it's opening up. So I do it this way. Most people will tell you to set up the phone stuff beforehand and then just open Unity, but you might mess up or something like that. So I recommend you just do it the way I said it and set everything up and then close Unity at this point. So just hit go to Save Project and then hit the little X right there and close the project. Now you have to go to now we have to do the phone stuff. Now this is another important thing that I see a lot of tutorials don't go over. What you'll need to do is you'll need to download your phone or your Android device's drivers. I have an LG phone, so that's the driver I downloaded. Now it'll be different for each brand, so you'll have to just look up your driver on the internet and download the driver. Now you may need the driver or you may not need the driver. It's dependent on I guess the phone or whatever and your computer. But it turns out I did, and a bunch of people did, and they couldn't get the Unity remote to work that way. And speaking of that, next we're gonna go to the Unity remote. I believe I had it set up here, but apparently I don't. Anyway, you just go to the Play Store, or I forgot what they have on the iPhone store, the App Store, whatever, and then you go to Unity Remote 4, not 5. I thought they had a 5 out, but they don't. You go to Unity Remote 4 and in the App Store or the Android Play Store, and you just download Unity Remote 4 on your phone or your tablet or your device. Next, when you go into your device, your Android device, you'll have to set up USB debugging. Now again, this is done on the phone. Now in Android 5, it's complicated. In 4, I remember you just had to go to the phone settings, and then you had to go to developers options, I believe it was, and then USB debugging. But on Android 5.0, they changed it to this method right here. You have to go into the settings, you have to go to build number, then tap it 7 times. I really don't know why they did that. That's so weird. But you have to tap it 7 times and then go into settings, developer options, and then USB debugging. Now that method actually works because that's the method I use to activate it on my phone. And if you have any trouble with it, just look it up like I did and you'll find this right here. Now that that's all done and we're finished setting up the phone, you need to open up the Unity Remote 4 app on your device. And now plug in the device to the computer through the USB cable. Now at this point, you need to open up Unity. Remember, Unity should be closed at that point, so you need to open up Unity. And what it'll do is it'll detect your Android device and it'll find it. And now you're able to hit play and it should work. Now if you have any trouble with it, or you need something better explained, please put comments down below. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.